Welcome back to my channel. I am your girl J Jones, and it's such a beautiful day outside that I decided to record this video. Out here, I'm currently at Planet Fitness. I'm about to go in here and get a quick workout in, but I had to stop because I was like, wait, I was supposed to post a video last week telling y'all kind of my testimony, telling y'all how I became kind of this junkie, fitness guru, whatever you want to call me. I got some reasons behind why I am the way that I am, how I got here, and if you're interested in knowing what those are, stay tuned.
Fly fit, I'm Millie rockin' with a rollie on. Dinner Dougie, I'm just doing that for Harlem World. It's a Pitos, I'm probably with a foreign girl. Made this beat some years ago and it was hitting in. Now let me get...
Alright, once again, welcome to my channel. I'm your girl J Jones, and I'm here to let y'all all know kind of how I got into health and fitness. So, as you all know, I have a 2-year-old. Her name is Charlie J. Charlie J. Allen is my everything. And the reason why I am such a healthy fitness guru is because of her. Because of her. So I got pregnant with her when I was 28, and apparently I wasn't as healthy as I thought I was. I've been told that I had healthy habits, but I wasn't as healthy as I thought I was. During my pregnancy with her, I experienced gestational diabetes and high blood pressure. Preeclampsia is kind of what the condition was. And that led to me having my child at 34 weeks via emergency C-section. So let's jump into that a little bit, okay? So I am a healthy guru, junkie, whatever you want to call me, because health is wealth at this point to me. I experienced so many things in my pregnancy that I don't ever want to gaining weight. Before I had Charlie, I was 120 at carrying her. When I found out I was pregnant, I was 120. By the time I had her, I was between 160, 168. I experienced sciatic. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but it basically is this really, really sharp pain from like your back. It could sometimes go down your leg. There would be some times where I would need help getting out of the bed because as I was growing and gaining weight, and my hips were kind of spreading, and so sometimes I would just have a hard time walking or standing up by myself, especially after sitting for long hours. You know, like the little things that happen to you when you're pregnant, like let's not negate them for you all who just so ready to have a baby and think that, you know, like don't let them soup you up, okay? Having a baby is an experience, and I believe that every woman should have at least one. However, okay, they make it look real cute on TV. Let me tell you, okay? They make it look real cute. It is nothing like experiencing having a child on your own, okay? Something taking over your whole entire being, and you can't do nothing but just go with it. Just deal with it, okay? For all of my, you know, people who are expecting, or people who want to have a baby or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? That book, What to Expect When Expecting, throw it in the trash. Just throw it away. Don't even read it. Don't even read it. Just watch me. Just watch me. I'm gonna give you all you need to know. No, but seriously though, some of the things that I experienced in my pregnancy, I don't know about anybody else, because I've run into some women who've had some really, really great pregnancies. They were like, no, I didn't have morning sickness at all. I was great. Yeah, it was amazing. You know, I was sick sometimes, but nah. That wasn't my experience. One of the things that I really did not like in my pregnancy was morning sickness. I experienced morning sickness from about 7 to 9 weeks to about 18 weeks into my second trimester. So I found out that I was pregnant, I think it was about 6 or 7 weeks, and immediately it started experiencing morning sickness to the point where I couldn't keep my job because I would get to work, I would smell something, I would throw up. And I was a server / bartender, so you know they don't really, you can't be at work when you're sick. You just can't. I would throw up water. I would throw up anything. Anything I ate, I would throw it up. And I would know if it was going to be a great 2 days or if it was going to be a good 1 day based on how I felt after, you know, about 4 or 5 hours after being awake. Or it's going to be a really bad day, which means that if today is bad, tomorrow's going to be bad, and then maybe the next day will be good. So I experienced morning sickness, heartburn, you know, I had that, had to take Tums a few times or whatnot. One of the things that I experienced that I've never experienced before in my life was that I gained weight and my skin changed colors. My nose spread. Okay, so those are things that, it happens when you're pregnant and whatnot. And you have to have a strong support, strong husband, strong boo. In my experience, the next time I have a kid, it will be with my husband. It will be with someone who I know will be able to stand me with my nose being that wide and my neck being a different color and my cankles, okay? Because that was something that I was missing in my pregnancy. We'll get into that in another video. But the emotional, the physical, and the mental that you experience when you're pregnant is real, okay? So, just be prepared for that. Thank the Lord, I had a really good, strong support system. Not that my kid's dad wasn't there. He was at every appointment, all of that stuff. But as far as our relationship goes, I needed somebody that's gonna be like, baby, you bad. You look like a cow, but you bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need somebody that's like, nah, we don't need to have sex. We'll wait till after that, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was pregnant, I didn't want to have sex. I was never this big in my life, and I have something growing in me, that'll change your sex drive, if I'm being perfectly honest. You know what I'm saying? My breasts were humongous. Let's be real. I was showing at 3 months. So I had to tell my parents that I was pregnant as soon as possible. Okay, there was no hiding it like some of you try to do till you're like 6 or 7 months pregnant. No, the world knew I couldn't pull pants and button, and no, none of that. I was big, okay, at 3 months, and I will never forget going home to tell my parents I was pregnant. That was an experience in itself. Even with me being 28 years old, my mom was like, and my dad was like excited. It was different. It was amazing. It was crazy. It had its ups and it had its downs, but a lot of health issues took place with me during my pregnancy. At 26 weeks, I failed my gestational diabetes test. If you don't know what that is the part of the pregnancy in the second trimester where they make you drink this very, very sugary drink. It's about this big, it's about 8 ounces, and it's nothing but Kool-Aid on crack. And if you fail the test, that means that you're gestational diabetic. And I failed the test twice. So at 27 weeks, I had to go to a nutritionist and start pricking my fingers 4 times a day to check my sugars. So I've experienced diabetes. At about 28 weeks, I got admitted to the hospital for the first time for hypertension. And that just means that my blood pressure was starting to kind of increase a little bit, and I had extra protein in my urine. I have no clue why these things were happening, but what they told me was that a sign of hypertension is a sign of preeclampsia, which is what I ended up having in the end. And so that particular time when I was admitted to the hospital, they gave me an IV. I had to pee in a jug overnight for 24 hours, and they kind of just would test my urine levels to make sure my kidneys were functioning properly. At 30 weeks, my best friend got married, amen. And I think I overdid it at the wedding, just trying to be helpful, just trying to be the best bridesmaids that I can be. And I'll throw some pictures of kind of where I was physically. You can see changes in my nose. Breasts were really big, stomach out of just big. I was just big. Cankles, after her wedding, I went to the doctor. They admitted me immediately because my blood pressure was high. It was high. It was ridiculous. And so when they admit you to the hospital when you're pregnant, you have to go, if I went to my regular doctor's appointment, they send you to the hospital immediately. They take pregnancy very, very seriously. So I had to go to the hospital. I hadn't eaten anything. I was very cranky. That night, they gave me 2 shots in my butt to help my baby's lungs develop, just in case they had to have her early. So you'd imagine all the chaos that's happening at this point. My mama, she ain't really, she like, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never, she got diabetes, is she gonna have to have a C-section? Like, what is the worst that can happen in the situation? The doctors are just kind of like casual, this happens all the time. It's gonna be great, she's gonna have a normal pregnancy. No, she won't have to have a C-section, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just kind of chilling, at this point, I prayed a lot. I've been by myself a lot. I've read a couple of books, I was at peace with everything that happened in my pregnancy. One of the songs that I used to listen to, which is the song that's playing in the background, is Travis Green, Intentional. I just believed in my heart that God was doing all of these things for a reason. He's an intentional God. He never fails. It's gonna be great, you know, like, and that's just what it was. Like, there was no time to be worried. There was no time to be stressed. I'm not one of those people who wear my emotions on my shoulders, you know, like if something was physically or mentally going on with me, you know, I just prayed about it and kept pushing, kept a smile on my face. You know, I was just glad every day to get up and be like, oh, we getting through another day. Oh, 30 weeks, 31 weeks, 32 weeks. Before I know it's gonna be 40, baby gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, it was no time to be, you know, emotional or whatever the case may be. And honestly, I was terrified. I was terrified that, you know, I was going to be so angry, you know, because of things that were happening with me and my significant other at the time, that, you know, like, I didn't want that to have an effect on my child. All of that stuff takes effect. You know, anything that you're feeling, she was feeling. Anything that I was feeling. So I had to stay positive. I had to put on a good face. It's going to be great. In anything, it's gonna be great. And so, long story long, because I'm at 10 minutes, I'm doing good. Long story long, I had my baby shower at 31 weeks, and baby shower was amazing. What you need to understand about my baby shower is that my daughter's name is Charlie. Okay, so her theme for her baby shower was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, I had little Oompa Loompas running around, and I had chocolate fountains, and I had chocolate covered strawberries. My sister went all out for me. And I had a baby pregnant with purple dress on, and I couldn't have but a piece of cake this big and no icing, according to my nutritionist. So I kind of was like, you know what, whatever, I'm gonna eat, it's my baby shower, and it's my birthday weekend. I was turning 29 the day after my birthday. The day after my baby shower. Nothing was gonna keep me from having these chocolate covered strawberries. Okay, nothing. And so when I went to the doctor the next week, my blood pressure was high. I even called myself. I told her, I called my baby daddy. I was like, look. So every time we done been to the hospital for the past 2 weeks, right? It's been at 8 in the morning. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna make the appointment at noon. So maybe if we go at noon, my blood pressure won't be high, right? No, not the case at all. Blood pressure was, it just every week, it just kept going up. Every week I was being admitted to the hospital. It was bananas. So at 32 weeks, I met my new doctors, at 33 weeks, I met my high-risk doctors, Dr. King, and, you know, they set a plan out for me. They were like, at 37 weeks, we're going to induce you. You know, we feel like that's a healthy time for, you know, her to be in there, still developing, and for her not to kill you. In other words, in layman's terms and whatnot, because, you know, like, this is, if you've never seen Twilight, sweetheart, Bella is how I felt. You know, like, that's a real experience. There's this thing in you sucking the life out of you. You know, it's sucking the soul out of you. And you just like, what is happening? You know, like, she was taking everything from me, guys. She was taking everything from me. And so I was excited. I was like, okay, 37 weeks. I done had a baby shower. You know, I'm just kind of what they call nesting. My mom, shout out to my mom and my sister. At this point, I had moved back home. I was very comfortable. You know, everybody's treating me like gold. My little brother's rubbing my ankles for me. Shout out to my brother. You know, and my best friend was in Virginia, but she called me all the time. And it was great. You know, like, I had a really, really good support system. Even though me and my significant other weren't together, you know, like, I really tried to maintain a positive experience and a positive relationship with him, because this is his child too. So even when I wanted to stab him, I didn't. You know, I just prayed that we could get through this pregnancy together, and he's one of my closest friends. So it was cool for me to go through this process with him. He was very concerned. He was very stressed out. A couple of times, both of his parents are deceased, and he has a sister that's deceased. So the last thing that he wanted was for anything to happen to me and the kid. Okay. So long story long, at 33 weeks, I meet my new high-risk doctors, and it's been some other things that have happened up until this point. You know, I was going to the doctor every week. I had to go to another doctor so that they can listen to Charlie's heart rate. Like, okay, at this point, we either gonna have her early or we going to home for it. I was 7 weeks out, so at 33 weeks, I'm good. Well, they called me. That was a Monday. They called me on Wednesday, and they're like, Miss Jones, we need you to come to the hospital immediately. Your kidneys are shutting down. And I was like, what? They told me 37 weeks. You know, I'm on the phone, and I'm happy because I'm about to go eat with one of my friends that was in town. They were like, we need you to come to the emergency room immediately. Come straight to triage 3. You know, we just got your test results back. Your kidneys are shut down. And I was like, well, I'll be done. So I called my aunt, my ride or die, my Aunt Merle. She comes and she picks me up, and on the way, you know, she was just like, you know, they're not gonna let you have that baby until, you know, she said, you know, they're not gonna let you leave the hospital until you have that baby. And I was like, well, let's do it. I packed bags, I had clothes, I was ready. So I send the dot, because I had a dot that I would send out to my mom and my significant other, and, you know, people to let them know, like, hey, I'm going to the hospital. It was a red dot, it was a red emoji. So my mom called me, my sister called me, brother, you know, everybody's calling, you know what I'm saying? My Aunt Merle's trying to tell them what's happening. And, you know, I'm in the hospital. I'm just in there. They put the IV in me. That night they gave me 2 shots in my butt again for my baby's lungs. And, you know, I'm pricking my finger still. And the one thing about the hospital is that you're going to eat. They're going to make sure you eat, right? They still wouldn't let me eat what I wanted to because they knew I was gestational diabetic. I'm trying to order stuff that ain't on the menu. They were like, it says here you can't have that. And I'm like, great. Wonderful. So if we fast forward, my kidneys were not getting better. By Friday, they decided at midnight Friday they were going to induce me. They moved me to a birthing room. They put a little pill up my cervix and the process begun. I can't really explain what contractions are because that wasn't my ministry. That wasn't my testimony. At the time, I was about 3 to 4 centimeters dilated when I decided to get my epidural because that's when they said that it was going to get real. So I got my epidural. At the same time that I got my epidural, they started me on magnesium because as they were inducing my labor, my blood pressure was going up and they were afraid that I was going to have a seizure. And so I was on magnesium. Mom is there, my kid's dad is there, my father's there. He had just drove all the way from DC because he works in DC, and you know, everyone is there. It was amazing, you know, and I'm just drugged up at this point. And I can see the contractions happening, but I can't feel them because I have my epidural and I'm about 6 centimeters dilated. The doctor comes in and she's like, so baby's, you know, heart rate is dropping. If it drops again, we're gonna have to take you. And I was like, take me where? You know? And my mom was like, what do you mean take her? You know, it was crazy. My mom was like, take her where? And, you know, we just had to do emergency C-section. And so about an hour later, happened again. In between that time, you know, a lot of prayers happening, and you know, we don't know what's happening. I'm just chilling, chilling at this point. So either way, I ended up having Charlie via emergency C-section at 1:19 a.m. on Saturday, and all I remember before I had her was I got down there and my arms were kind of laid out, you know, like long, and the doctor was like, hey, Jay, I hear that you like 90s R&B. And I was like, I do love 90s R&B. And he was like, how about we put on some 90s R&B? Pandora was on. 5 songs later, Charlie was here. And there's a picture of her like right beside me with her hand on her face. She's asleep, she's chilling. They immediately took her to NICU, and I was in recovery for the next 24 hours. I didn't get to see her for 24 hours. In that process, they had me start pumping. They had me to start pumping. So I was on magnesium. I had these things on my legs, kind of keeping my legs circulated because I couldn't get up because I was very drugged. So I remember at one point, one friend was holding one pump, other friend was holding one pump because I had no real physical control over my hands. There was a lot of junk talking. There's probably videos from my family and my dad and my mom of me talking cash junk because everybody got to go see my kid and I had to wait. And so it was an experience. My godmother came and she washed me up and she changed my clothes and she put some comfortable clothes on me because I couldn't do anything for myself for 24 hours. I remember verbatim, my brother, they left me at the hospital with my brother. If anyone knows my brother, shout out to my little brother Fred. When he finally goes to sleep, it's very hard to get him awake. So they left me at the hospital because we done been at the hospital all week. Everybody tired. Left me there with him, thinking that he was gonna be the night owl and keep us awake. No, left me there with him, and he likes to watch the First 48 and all these criminal crime mind things, and I was in the First 48 for about an hour. I couldn't reach my nurse's button. Finally, Empress, I'll never forget her name. She was an African lady, she was big, and her name was Empress, and I was like yelling my brother's name, Frederick, and I just was like, just turn it off the TV, because all I kept hearing was in the First 48, the guns, the stabs, the bullets. And it was just an experience. But you know what? Bright and early Sunday. My brother woke up, went to the bathroom, he came out. I said, can you please put some gospel music on for me? He was like, yes. And he put some gospel music on for me. And I kid you not, this was probably the second time during my entire pregnancy that I cried. But I cried tears of joy. I cried with worship. I mean, I was just so overwhelmed at like how good God is. And, you know, like going through this experience, it has changed my life forever. I finally got to go see my daughter about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They wheeled me on down there. She was 3 pounds, 8 ounces. And she was so tiny that they set her inside of my sports bra so that we could start the skin to skin. And if you have a baby, you know that it's important to do skin to skin and connect with your kid and all this stuff like that. And I was there for hours, skin to skin and all this stuff like that. And so my breast milk came in about 2 days later. I was in the hospital for another week after I had my kid because my blood pressure was still high. So long story long, once again, I experienced a lot during my pregnancy. When I finally got home and got to my 8-10-week checkup, whatnot, my doctor stressed to me the importance of me taking care of my body and being in the best health of my life, because I was at risk for not only high blood pressure, which I was still on until I was able to go back to work. Probably was 5 months when I went back to work, and that is when I got off high blood pressure medicine at 5 months because my job was a fitness job. So, you know, once I started getting my fitness on and everything like that, I was able to get off blood pressure medicine. I did not have to prick my hands anymore. The gestational diabetes went away immediately. However, I'm at risk for type 2 diabetes between 40 to 60%, just because I had it when I was pregnant. So I'm at a risk for everything. So the reason, once again, like I said in the beginning, why health and fitness is so important to me and why I'm this fitness guru, junkie, whatever you want to call it, is because of Charlie. And like I said, God is an intentional God. He doesn't allow things to happen without there being a reason. And I didn't understand then, but now I understand now how this health and fitness has changed my life. It has shot me into a career that I would have never had I not had my kid. Health is wealth, people. You know, I can't tell you how important it is for you to add years into your life to be as healthy as you possibly can, not just for you, but for the people around you, for your children. You know, there's a terrible myth, especially in the Black community, that, you know, we don't really take care of ourselves and that we die young. And, you know, I just encourage everybody to just be aware of some of the things that go on in your bloodline. I made a video before about this. Just be aware. You know, on my mother's side of the family, I know cancer runs on that side. On my father's side, I know for a fact high blood pressure runs on that. Shocked me at all when I was pregnant when they told me I had high blood pressure. That didn't surprise me at all. And it really is just changing your diet, getting it a workout in once a day, 30 minutes, you know, whether that's walking, whether that's running. You know, for some people who have a hard time investing in your health and fitness, you know, just think of the years that you're adding to your life. Think of the years that you're going to be here longer to be able to spend with your child, to spend with your husband, to spend with your family. Like, that's how I look at it. I look at health and fitness as like the ultimate me buying my time back. It's ultimately me just buying my time back or whatnot. Like, only the Lord knows when I'm going to leave this earth. However, the things that I have control over, like what I'm eating, when I work out, you have control over that. And it shouldn't be you waiting until you got high blood pressure or waiting until you on your deathbed for you to decide that you want to change, you know, your habits or whatnot. For all of my smokers, you know, like, you only got 2 lungs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the list to get on a lung transplant, I guarantee you it ain't short. It's very, very long. And you probably have to fit all types of other health criteria before you can get a lung. So take that into consideration, all you nicotine lovers. Diabetes, you know, insulin, medicine, all that stuff is expensive. When I tell you, at the end of my pregnancy, when I got the bill for how much it cost for me to have Charlie, for me to be in the hospital all those times, it ended up being close to about $20,000. $20,000 for me every time I went to the hospital, every time I had to stay overnight, the week after I had to stay. All of that cost me to have Charlie $20,000. The bill that I got for Charlie in the mail, $33,000. It cost me and Charlie about $50,000. So just imagine that, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of you are very like, I'm not spending $100 and something on this, and I'm not spending $100 and something on a personal trainer, blah 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 blah. But you won't come to Planet Fitness and spend $20 a month to do it by yourself. So, you know, I cancel a lot of people, and a lot of people, one of the top reasons why they won't get a personal trainer or they won't spend money in one of these boutique style gyms somewhere where they can kind of get the accountability that they need is because of money. It's because they can't find a way to budget $30 a week into their health and fitness. My price is $125. $125. My personal training price is $50 a session. $25 a session. Okay? So you can't carve out $30 a week towards your health and fitness when y'all got weaves longer than mine. You got nails, you got fancy cars, you go on trips and all types of elaborate things, but you can't find $30 a week to invest in your health and fitness. That sounds like the priorities, boo. Priorities. What's more important, you adding years to your life or you investing into your health and fitness? Why not invest in your health and fitness? Why not? It's the best thing you can ever do or whatnot. But I wanted to jump on here and, give everybody a little bit of info, a little background for why I am the health nut that I am, and, why health and fitness. And don't get me wrong, I'm still, it's that. It's just like my chastity journey. That is a journey. It's a lifestyle change. It's something that I'm gradually doing, something that's going to take time for me to do. It's not something that I'm expecting to get overnight. I've been in this health and fitness thing for only going on 3 years. And it's changed my life immensely. It's changed my life. I found passion. I'm an entrepreneur. It's amazing the things that has happened just from me being pregnant and from me having Charlie J. You know what I'm saying? And so, just like my chastity journey, this fitness journey, I make mistakes. I don't eat right all the time, and I'll do a video on that as well. However, I'm way better than I used to be before I had my kid than I am now, okay? So, enough of me once again preaching, guys. I just wanted to jump on here, give y'all a little bit of background, for everybody who sees me in the gym, and I'm always in the gym, and I'm going crazy, and, you see me, you think, like, just because I'm small that I'm healthy. Just because you're small don't mean you're healthy. Just because you're small doesn't mean you're healthy. That don't mean nothing. If anything, it means you're more unhealthy. I would have never known how unhealthy I was until I had my kid. So that's my point, for all of the women and all the haters that see me in the gym, and you be like, why she so skinny in here? What she need to work out for? I need to work out because I'm at a higher risk for high blood pressure. I need to work out because I'm at a higher risk for diabetes, because I had all those things when I was pregnant, and I don't want to have any of those things. I hate people who come in to see me and they have diabetes. I feel for them, because I'm like, you got to prick your hands every day. If you were born with it, that's one thing. You got to take insulin, blah, blah, blah. But if you have control over if you have diabetes or not, shame on you for not getting in the best shape of your life. Shame on you for not taking charge of your health and fitness. You know what I'm saying? Shame on you for not changing your diet. Simple things that can help you to have a longer life or whatnot. If you have high blood pressure and you're 30, that's a problem. That's a problem. And you need to get that problem under control, or you're not going to be able to experience 34, 35, 50. You know what I'm saying? All my smokers, once again, lung cancer is real. You know what I'm saying? They ain't handing out lungs. You got one body. Take care of it. Body's a temple. Watch what you put in it. Watch what's around it. All of it. It's important. We only get one. You only get one, so take care of it. Take care of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not rocket science. Jesus, it's not rocket science. It's easy. You just gotta do it. You gotta want to do it, and don't wait until you're on your deathbed and do it. Do it. And if you want more information on that, I got you. Drop a comment below. Follow me on my IG page @JJones. Thank you so much, family. I appreciate your support. If you like this video, share, like, subscribe. As always, kids and queens, it's been a pleasure. It's always my pleasure to jump on here and talk to you, coach you, influence you, inspire you. I hope something that I said motivated you to change something today, whatever that might be. All right? That's all I got for you. Until next time, kids and queens, wear your crown. Don't lay your head down. I love you. And I'll see you soon. Smooches.